right? Let me go and open one notepad. Go and open one notepad and let me keep here what is the agenda for today's classes. Let me go and keep here. Uh, what is the agenda for today's classes? In today's class, we'll go and discuss about complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. Microsoft Power Platform. That means in today's class, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, so we'll go and discuss the complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. So what are the different points we'll understand now in today's classes? So we'll understand the different points like we'll understand who will use Power Platform. Just one. Right. Sorry for disturbance. So now, what are the different points we'll understand in today's classes? We'll understand what is Power Platform, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. Also, we'll understand who will use the Power Platform software. Right. Fine. So let me go and list out all the different points, guys. Let me go and list out all the different points which I'm going to cover now. The first point we'll understand what is Power Platform. The second point we'll understand in today's class is what is meant by business applications. And third point we'll understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. Using Power Platform software. Third point, how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. We'll understand. Along with this, we'll understand one more point, Power Platform architecture. Power Platform architecture. Right? These are all the points we'll understand. Right. So these are all the points which we'll go and discuss now in today's class, guys. Right? Fine. So now, among all those points, first let me discuss about what is Power Platform. For now, keep in mind, guys, for now, at an high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. For now, just keep in mind at an high level what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So within the Power Platform, we can create apps. First point, within the Power Platform, we can do what? We can create apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. And within the Power Platform, we can create some chatbots. And within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. And within the Power Platform, we can store the data. We can store what? Data. So it acts as one source, data source. And within the Power Platform, we can do what? Data analysis. So these are all the six things. These are all the six things which we can implement within the Power Platform software. These are all the six things which we are going to implement here in the Power Platform. Right. So how to implement all these things? How to go and create the apps, websites, chatbots? How to go and implement all these things within the Power Platform? And why we need to implement them? You'll understand. For now, just keep in mind at a high level what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. So why we need to implement? How to implement with the help of Power Platform? You'll come to know. Right. And also one more point we'll understand. The next point we'll understand, that is who will who will use the Power Platform software, and also will understand who will hire the Power Platform developers. Who will hire who? The Power Platform developers. So these 2 points also will understand now in today's class, right? Fine. So these are all the points which we are going to cover, guys. So I'm listing out all the different points here, what we are going to discuss now. So now we'll discuss each and every point in a detailed way. Every point we'll discuss in a detailed way. So now among all those points, first let me go and discuss about who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. Let me discuss about these 2 points first. So first point we'll understand about who will use Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys, who will use Power Platform now. Let's say, let us say, if there is any company, whatever the company it is, if there is any company, what the companies will do, the companies will do some business, right? Now let's take well-known companies for us. Let's take Amazon. Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What business? E-commerce business. And let's take some other company like ICICI. ICICI is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Banking business. Please just listen the class. Don't do any unnecessary stuff in the class, guys. My sincere request to all of you people. Just listen the class. Don't do any unnecessary stuff. Right? Let's take one more company now. Let's take Swiggy. Swiggy is one company that they're doing some business. What business? They're doing some food business, right? So if you take any company, if you take any company, now what the companies will do? The companies will do some business, right? Fine. Okay, good. Now let's take Amazon company here. Amazon is doing what business now? Amazon company is doing what business? They're doing some e-commerce business, right? So now try to understand, guys. Do you people think that? Do you people think that Amazon company directly will go and start doing the e-commerce business? Do you people think that Amazon company directly they will go and start doing the e-commerce business? No, directly they don't. Right? Directly they are not able to start doing any business, guys. Uh, if you take ICICI, ICICI is also one company. They're doing what business? Banking business, right? Do you think that ICICI company directly it will go and start doing the banking business? No. So if there is any company, so what we understand that directly they are not able to start doing the business, guys. So if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement what means they need to go and implement the applications. Before going to start some business, first we need to go and implement what applications. Now, what applications the companies need to implement? Okay, right. Still now we understand. Before going to start the business, the companies need to do what? They need to go and implement what? Applications. Now, what applications the companies need to implement? Companies need to go and implement the business applications, guys. What applications the companies need to implement? They need to go and implement the business applications. Let me mention that point here. Okay, fine. So still now we understand if you want to start any business, if you want to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do, they need to go and implement some applications. What applications? Business applications. Okay, fine. Up to here it is clear now. Now, next we need to understand how to implement these business applications. Sorry. The next point we need to understand what are called as business applications, guys. Business applications means what? Let's take an example of Amazon. Amazon is doing the e-commerce business, right? So Amazon company will have some business applications. Let me list out those here. Let's take Amazon company will have some apps or not. Yes, Amazon company will have some apps. Now, app is one of the business application, guys. App is one of the business application. Amazon company will have the websites or not. Yes, website is one of the business application. Amazon company nowadays they are creating the chatbots. Now, chatbot is also one of the business application. And next, Amazon company will go and do some automations or not. Yes, they'll do. To do the automations, they'll go and use some other application. So it is one automation is one of the application in the organization. And let's take Amazon company. they are doing for e-commerce business, so they'll have some business data. They'll have some business data. So to store the business data, they need to have what? To store the business data, they need to have the data sources. So they need to have what? Data sources. What are the data sources they'll have? Any data source in this case. They need to have some data sources. They need to have what? Data sources. And also, the Amazon company will go and analyze the data. Also, Amazon company will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. They'll go and analyze the data. So now these are all called as business applications, guys. App, website, chatbot, automations, data sources, data analysis. These are all called as business applications. These are all called as what? Business applications. And now, any company it is nowadays, if they are doing some business means must they need to go and implement all these business applications, guys. These are all called as business applications. Now, if you take any company, either Amazon, Flipkart, or Swiggy, Zomato, any company if you take, so there is no doubt they'll have this business applications, guys, right? So now, uh, we understand before going to start the business, they need to go and implement some business applications. So what are called as business applications means these are all comes under the business applications. These are all comes under where? Business applications. So now my requirement, I want to implement all the business applications now. I need to go and implement all this business applications. To implement all the business applications, uh, what is the software we are using here now? We are going to use the Power Platform. To implement all the business applications, we are going to use which software? Power Platform. Right. So let me go and mention that point here, guys. In order to go and implement all the business applications, uh, what's the software we are going to use now? Power Apps. Sorry, Power Platform. What's the software we are going to use now? Power Platform. Right. Okay. So now here we understand who will use Power Platform. Now, who will use Power Platform? As we come to know, so if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? They need to go and implement some business applications. So, right? So to implement the business applications, what the softwares the companies are using here? Power Platform. What softwares the companies are using? Power Platform. Now we understand who will use Power Platform. Companies will use it. And also one more point we understand here. Power Platform is used for what? One more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used for what now? It is used to implement the business applications, right? So we have some understanding now. Power Platform is used for to implement the business applications, right? Okay. Now the next point we need to understand that is who will hire the Power Platform developers. Now for this question also the answer will be same case. Now who will hire the Power Platform developers means which company which company is using the Power Platform software. Which company is using what? Power Platform software to implement what? Business applications. Which company is using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications? The same company will go and hire whom? The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers, guys. Now, who will hire the Power Platform developers? Which company is using the Power Platform software? The same companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers, right? Okay, fine. So now, why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? No, why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. With the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Business applications. So once after implementing the business applications, with the help of the business applications, finally, companies will start doing what? Business. Companies will start doing what? Business. Fine. Okay. Now, here clearly we understand who will use Power Platform, who will hire the Power Platform developers, and also Power Platform is used for what? To implement the business applications, right? So let me go and mention that point here, guys. Let me go and keep that point here. So as we come to know, nowadays companies are using a Power Platform software to implement the business applications. Nowadays companies are using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications. Right. Okay. Fine. And now, from here, we need to understand two more points, guys. From here, we need to understand two more points. Now, what we need to understand from here is, so here I said that if you observe here, as what I said before going to start the business, before going to start what business, what the companies need to do, the companies need to go and implement what business applications. Now, why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? What's the need? What is the need of these business applications? Why the companies need to implement them before going to start the business? This is the first point we need to understand. And the second point we need to understand here, how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. How to implement this business applications using Power Platform. These 2 points we need to understand now, right? Fine. So let me go and mention that point here, guys. The first point we need to understand from here, that is who will or what is the need of business applications. So second point, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. So these 2 points we need to understand now. These 2 points we need to understand, right? So first, let me go and discuss about what is the need of business applications. Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business. What's the need of them? Let me keep here, guys. Business applications are used to implement or streamline are used to implement or streamline the business process of an organization. Simple point. Try to understand this. So now, what I said, business applications are for what? These are used to implement or streamline. Now, what you want to streamline? I want to streamline the business process of what organization. So now if you observe, every organization will have some business process, guys. There is no doubt. If you take Amazon company will have some business process or not? Yes, they'll have. If you take ICICI, they have some business process or not? Yes. If you take any company, whatever the company is, the companies will have some business process, guys. Now I want to streamline that business process. I want to streamline or I want to implement the complete business process. Now by using what we can implement or streamline the business process of the organizations with the help of the business applications only. With the help of this business applications only, we can streamline the business process of what organizations. Every organization will have some business process. If you want to streamline or if you want to implement the business applications process, we need to go and use what? Business applications only. With the help of the business applications only, it is possible, guys. Right? Fine. Okay. So now we understand what is the need of business applications. And now from here, we need to understand one point called business process. Now, what is meant by business process, guys? Let me keep here. Business process will involves in multiple activities, command tasks, and rules that are used to implement the process of an organization. Simple. What is the need of what is meant by business process? Business process will involve in multiple activities, tasks, and rules. That means if you are doing some business, then there is no doubt you'll be doing some multiple activities in the business, and we'll be doing multiple tasks. While doing these activities and tasks, we need to follow some rules there. Now, by using what? You can define all these multiple activities, tasks and rules with the help of the business applications only, right? Fine. Okay. So now here we understand what is the need of this business applications and what's the business process. The next point we need to understand how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. This point we need to understand now. Now, before going to discuss how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, we need to understand one more point here, guys. What we need to understand here is while implementing the business applications, while implementing what? Business applications, there is one process we need to follow. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. While implementing the business applications for any organization, there is one process we need to follow. That process we'll call it as business applications process. Yes. We'll call it as what? Business applications process. Right. Okay. Now, this let me show you the architecture of business applications process. What is the architecture of business applications process? So that you'll understand in a better way. So that you'll understand it in a better way. Let me go and open the business applications process architecture case. This is what the business applications process architecture. Right. Now, if you observe in this business applications process architecture, there are different steps involved. Let me explain them. Now, try to understand this. So, while implementing the business applications, always it is recommended to start with implementing the front-end applications. Yes, always it is recommended to start with front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, websites, and then chatbots. These three will come under the front-end case. Front-end applications means whichever the applications the customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes under front-end. Right. Now, once after implementing the front-end applications, step 2. Second, we need to go and implement. The second preference is for data sources. Second preference is for what? Data sources. Now, what is data sources? Data sources is the place where the companies will store their business data. Data sources is the place where the companies will store their business data. Right? Fine. Okay. And next, thought we need to go and implement what? Automations. Next preference is for what? Automation. So, right. And now, nowadays, even a small scale companies also prefer to do the automations, guys. Without doing the automations, doing the business, it is not easy nowadays. So, third step is what? Implementing the automations. And finally, the fourth step is what? Finally, the fourth step is data analysis. Finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Now, data analysis means what? Data analysis means showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. If you see, these are all the visuals. These are all the visuals. Showing the data, the form of visuals or in the form of reports, we'll call it as data analysis, right? So now we understand in this business applications process, we come to know it is a how many step process now? Business applications process is a how many step process? It is a 4-step process, guys. Business applications process is a how many step process? It is a 4-step process. Now, what are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1, always recommended to start with front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps, websites, and then chatbot. And step 2 is for what? Data sources. Step 3 is nothing but what? Automations. And finally, step 4 is for data analysis. So these are the 4 steps involved in this. And also, as I said, that always you to start with front end, guys. Irrespective of starting with front end, let's say you want to start with data analysis. Let's take, you decided to start with data analysis first. Now, it is possible to start with data analysis initially means, no, guys, it is not possible. Why? Because this data analysis depends on the data sources. Data analysis depends on what? Data sources. So now, if you have the data sources, then you can do the data analysis means, no. Again, this data analysis depends on the front end applications. And also these automations depends on the data sources. Sometimes this automations depends on the front end applications also, right? So now what we understand, we come to know all these four steps are connected with each other, guys. Each and every these four steps are connected with each other internally. Each and every step is having some connection with another step. So now how these four steps are connected with each other internally and why they are connected, you'll understand, guys. You'll come to know. For now, keep in mind, this is what the business applications process architecture, right? Let me go and list out those points here. As we come to know, business applications process is a how many step process? It's a four-step process. What are the four steps involved in this? Step one is front-end applications. So step two is what? Step two is about data sources. And step three is for what? Automations. And step four is what? Data analysis. These are the four steps involved in this. Now we'll understand, guys, each and every step. What is meant by front-end applications? What is meant by data sources? What's meant by automation? What is meant by data analysis? And also how these four steps are connected, how this data analysis depends on the data sources, how these data sources depends on the front end, how these automations depends on the data sources. You'll come to know how these four steps are connected with each other internally. You'll understand, right? Fine. So as I said that always while implementing the business applications, let's start with what? Front end. Now front end applications means what? Creating the apps, websites, and then chatbots. These three will come under the front end, right? Fine. Okay. Now let us assume that. Let us assume that we are trying to implement. Let us assume that we are going to implement this business applications process. We are going to implement this business applications process for one of the company. Any company, if you take either Amazon, ICICI, Swiggy, Zomato, any company case. Now let's take well-known company here, Swiggy. I think all of you know the Swiggy company, right? What business they are doing now? Food business. Now let us assume, guys, let us assume that in order to go and understand this four-step business applications process in a better way, we are implementing this business applications for Swiggy company. Swiggy company is doing what business? Food business, right? Okay, keep in mind this point. Now, Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications, guys. Swiggy company, they are ready with what? Front-end applications. Now, if the company is ready with front-end applications, then slowly they can start doing business, guys. Promoting their business, testing their business. Slowly they can start doing the business. Now, as Swiggy is doing some food business, as Swiggy company is doing some food business. Now, let's take I am the customer. I'm the customer. Now I want to buy some food items from Swiggy. If you want to buy any food item from Swiggy, then what we need to do, guys? We need to download and install the Swiggy app in your mobile phone first. We need to download and install what? Swiggy app in the mobile phones. Now, once after downloading and installing the Swiggy app, next what we'll do, we'll go and place an order. We'll go and place an order. Now, once the order is placed, what the Swiggy company will do within 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to the customer, right? This is what we know. This is what we know as a customers. As a customer, we know that we are placing an order. Once the order is placed, Swiggy company will deliver that order within 30 minutes to 1 hour. This is what we know as a customer's case. But try to understand. Here, you need to understand one point, guys. So you are as a Power Platform developer, we need to understand one point here. What we need to understand here is whenever the customer, whenever the customer places an order in the app, that means what the customer is doing here is customer is generating some business data for Swiggy companies. Let's take I'm the customer. If I place an order means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. Or if you are placing the orders means you are generating some business data for Swiggy company. So what kind of business data customers will generate whenever the order is placed? Let me explain this. Customers will generate the orders related data, like what is the order ID, sales price of that order, profit of that order, and food item, which food item we are placing the order, restaurants related data, like which is the restaurant we are selecting to prepare that food. Also will generate the customers related data like customer ID, customer name, mobile number, delivery address, and also order or date, order time, delivery time. So like this, we'll go and generate some kind of information, right? Right. Okay. So now what we understand, whenever the customer places an order, that means customer is generating some business data. This kind of business data they'll generate. Actually, this data is called as orders data, guys. It is orders data. But here in the software terminology or in the companies, we don't call it as orders data. We'll call it as what? Business data. We'll call it as what? Business data. Now, where the companies will store the orders data or the business data? Try to understand, yes. Whenever the order is placed successfully, the complete details of that order automatically will comes into where? Data sources. Once the customer places an order, once the customer places an order, the complete details of that order automatically comes into the data sources, right? So now we understand whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. Data sources contains what now? Business data. Let me go and mention that point here. So once the order is placed in the app, immediately the complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. Data sources contains what? Business data. Also one more point. Uh, Companies will store the business data in the form of what? Companies will store the business data in the form of tables. Companies will store the business data in the form of what? Tables. Tabular format, guys. Tabular format, right? Okay. So now we understand whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order comes into the data sources. Data sources contains the business data stored in the form of tabular format, right? Okay. And now next we'll understand the third point, automation. So automation means, let's take an example of sending the automated emails to the customers, or sending the automated text messages to the customers, getting the auto approvals, getting the auto. These we can do automatically. So now we need to understand here where the Swiggy company will go and perform the automations. Let me give an example, guys. If you observe, whenever you place an order in the app, whenever the customer places an order in the app, immediately Swiggy company is sending one email to that customer. Have you observed? Once the order is placed, immediately Swiggy company will send one email to that customer or not? Yes. What's that email? Confirmation email that your order is placed successfully. Thanks for placing the order. And in the body of that email, we can see the complete details of that order, guys. Right? Fine. Now, whatever the mail the Swiggy company is sending to the customers, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans? Yes or no, guys? Online people, please respond. Whatever the mails the customers are receiving once the order is placed, so do you think that those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no? No, correct. So those mails are not sent by the humans, guys. Those mails are not sent by the humans. Those are automated emails. Now, why the Swiggy company is sending the emails to the customers automatically? Why they are not using the humans? Because there are two reasons, guys. Because there are two reasons. What are the reasons behind it? Let me explain you. Let me explain. Let's take in the Swiggy app, how many customers will place an order in one day? Let's take an average number. In one day, let's take some average number, guys. How many customers will place the orders in the Amazon app or in the Swiggy? Let's take some rough number, some average number. Let's take 50,000 customers are placing the orders. Let us assume that 50,000 customers, 50,000 customers are placing the orders. Now, for all the 50,000 customers, whenever the order is placed, Swiggy company need to send one email to that customer or not? Yes, it need to send. Swiggy company need to send one email or not? Yes, 50,000 emails to the customers for one day. Next, Swiggy company will send one confirmation email to the restaurant or not? Yes, they'll do. So they'll send one email to the restaurant also. 50,000 emails to the restaurants next. And next, one more. Once the order is delivered, Swiggy company will send another email to the customer that your order is delivered successfully. So let's take in this example, how many mails they want to send? Total 1.5 lakh emails per day. 1.5 lakh emails per day. Now tell me, it is possible to send 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans? Humans can able to do this work? No. It is not easy, guys. No, it is not easy. Humans can not able to do this work. Sending the 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans, it is not possible. But what Swiggy company decided here is, Swiggy company, they want to do this work with the help of humans only. So they are hiring some big manpower. They are hiring some thousands of employees, thousands of employees they are hiring. Let's take they're hiring some rough number I'm taking. Let's take they're hiring some 30,000 employees. They're hiring some 30,000 employees. Maybe this 30,000 employees, maybe they can send 1.5 lakh mails per day. Fine, okay, up to here is good. So sending 1.5 lakh mails per day with the help of him, it is not possible, but they are hiring some big manpower. This is my first reason. Second reason is, try to understand, guys. When the Swiggy company will send the email to the customer? Once the customer places an order in the app, immediately within the fraction of seconds, guys, it doesn't take much time. Immediately in the fraction of seconds, hardly it will take 4 to 5 seconds, not more than that. Hardly it will take 4 to 5 seconds. Now tell me, even though you have 30,000 employees, these 30,000 employees, they can able to send the email in 4 to 5 seconds by understanding who is the customer placing an order, what is the details, which order the customer is placed, understanding the orders data, and then composing the email, sending that email to the customer. You can do it within 4 to 5 seconds, even though you have 30,000 employees. No, it is not possible, guys. So if you want to do this kind of work, if you want to do this kind of work with the help of humans, no, it is not possible. So like this, we'll have some repeated work process, guys. This kind of work we'll call it as repeated work process. So every organization, they'll have some repeated work process like this, right? So if you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans, no, it is not possible. Now, instead of instead of going and doing this work with the help of humans, companies are doing this work with the help of systems, or, or some softwares. So if you are doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, then we'll call it as what? Automation. If you are doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, we'll call it as what? Automation, right? Fine, okay. So now, whenever, try to understand, whenever the customer places an order, as we know that orders data comes into where? Data sources. Now, whenever the data comes into the data sources, immediately, by taking that data as a reference, it will send one automated email to the customer. Guys, it will send one automated email to the customer. So now we understand where the Swiggy company will go and perform the automations. And then finally, one more point, data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing that data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. Showing that data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports. Right. So now try to understand. Nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data. Most of the companies are preferred to analyze the business data, analyze their business data in the form of what? Visuals or reports, guys. Nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data in the form of visuals or reports, right? So now my requirement to analyze the business data, I want to create the visuals or reports. Now to create the visuals or reports, first of all, we need to have the data. Now tell me guys, already we discussed this point. Now, where the companies will store the data, already we know in this business applications process we discussed. Now someone can answer where the companies will store the business data now.
Data source.
Data source, correct. So as we know that companies will store the data in the data sources. So in the form of what? They'll store the data in the form of tables. Now let's take an example. There is one table, guys. Let's take an example of there is one table. The table name is sales table or orders table. Both are same. Sales table, orders table, both are same. Let's take there is a table sales table. And let us assume in this table I'm having 10 million sales records is there or orders data. 10 million orders data is there. Now tell me, if you have 10 million records in a table, then if it is possible for you to understand this data, if the data is in the form of tables, it is possible to understand the data means no. So in order to go and understand this data, which is in the form of tables, what the companies are doing, they are showing that whatever the data is there in the form of tables, They are showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. By taking the data from the data sources, they are creating some visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, by seeing that visuals or reports, what the companies will do, they'll go and analyze the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis, right? So by taking the data from the data sources, companies will create some visuals or reports. By seeing that visuals or reports, companies will go and analyze their business data. Let me give one. So to understand a better way, let me go and open one report also, guys. I'll open one report here. Open. I'll open one report so that you'll understand in a better way. Fine. So this is one report, guys. This is what report, sales report. So as I'm discussing about orders data, so there is a table called orders table here. In this table, we'll have the orders data like order ID, order date, ship date. Like this, we'll have some orders data. So now, whatever the data is there, if I'll give a simple example, guys. Let's take there is some data in the form of table. Now there is a column. In this table, there is a column called region column. Now I want to know region wise, what the sales they're doing. I want to know region wise what sales. Now it is possible for you to understand region wise what sales if the data is in the form of tables. No. So now what I'm doing here, I'm showing this data in the form of visuals or reports. This complete is one report case, and these are all the visuals. Now, if you see in this report, I'm showing what total quantity. Quantity means total number of products they're selling, total sales, total profit, total orders placed, total discounts they're providing, and the sales by category wise sales, and here region wise sales. Now, see by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which region is doing what sales, guys. This is the region which is doing the highest sales. This is the region which is doing the less sales. Now, how much time it is taking for you to understand region wise sales here? A fraction of seconds. But here it is possible to understand? No, it is not possible here. And next here I'm showing the year-wise sales. Like this, I'm creating some visuals. Now, to create these visuals or reports, we need to have what data? What data I'm taking here? Orders data. By taking this orders data as a reference, I'm creating these visuals or reports. And then by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will take some decisions, right? By seeing these visuals or reports, companies will analyze the data. By analyzing the data, they'll take some decisions, right? So this is called as data analysis, guys. Now, we understand what is this four-step business applications process. So we discussed each and every step in a detailed way. Now let me go and mention all those points here, guys. Whatever I discussed is still known. The first point, front-end applications. I said that what's meant by front-end applications? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, comma, websites, and then chatbots. And next, step two, data sources. What's meant by data sources? The place where the companies will store their business data is known as data sources. And next, automations. Automation is nothing but automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any human interactions, right? If you're doing some work without any human interactions, then we'll call it as automation. And then finally, data analysis. Now, data analysis means what? It is one process, guys. The process of converting the business data into actionable information. Actionable information means what? visuals or reports. So why I'm calling this visuals or reports as an actionable information means because by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will take some actions, guys, right? That's the reason. So this is what all about this four-step business applications process. Now we need to understand how to implement this four-step business applications process using Power Platform. How to implement it, how to implement the business applications process using Power Platform, right? Let me go and discuss that point. So let me keep here first point. What is Power Platform? Already we know, guys. We discussed it here. What is Power Platform? Power Platform is used to implement what? The business applications. Let me go and mention that point here. So already we know that Power Platform, Microsoft Power Platform, Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization, as we know already. Now, how to implement? I want to implement this four-step business applications process using Power Platform. Then how to implement it, right? Let me go and discuss. Now, before going to understand how to implement this four-step business applications using Power Platform, let me discuss one point here, Power Platform architecture. So if you know the architecture of Power Platform, then it is easy. If you know the architecture of Power Platform, then it is easy for you to understand this point, right? Let me show you the Power Platform architecture now. Let me show you what? The Power Platform architecture. Sorry, this is not Power Platform architecture. This is what the Power Platform architecture is. Now, first, keep in mind, first point here, as we know, Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform, it is used to implement the four-step business applications. This is the first point we need to keep in mind. It is used to implement the four-step business applications process. And the second point we need to understand, Power Platform means it is not a single software, guys. Don't think that Power Platform means it is a single software. No. Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform means it's a collection of softwares, guys. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. What are the different softwares we'll have? You'll come to know, I'll discuss. For now, keep in mind these 2 points, right? Fine, okay. Now, try to understand. As we know that Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process. In the business applications process, always start with what? Front-end applications. Always start with what? Front-end. So front-end applications, so to implement these front-end applications, what are the different softwares we'll have? To implement the front applications, we'll have the different softwares like Power Apps, Power Pages, Power Virtual Agent, right? And next, second step is what? Data sources. Now, here, if you want to store the business data, within the Power Platform, then go and use Dataverse, guys. What is Dataverse means? It is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform. If you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, then go and use Dataverse. It is inbuilt software. But not only Dataverse, guys. Power Platform will support to store the data in other data sources like SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA, Dynamics 365. Like this, it will support almost all the different types of data sources. But inbuilt is what? Dataverse, right? Fine. Okay, this is the step 2. And step 3 about automations. Now, to perform the automations, go and use which software? Power Automate. There is one software to perform the automations, Power Automate. And then finally, step 4, that is data analysis. So now, to perform the data analysis, we'll have one software here called Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. What is the use of this Power BI software? It is used to create the visuals or the reports, guys, right? So now what we understand, so we come to know That Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform means it is a collection of software. There are different softwares we'll have here, right? So let me go and keep that point here, guys. As we come to know, Power Platform is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. It's a collection of different softwares. So what are the softwares we'll have here? Let me list out all those. The first one I'm going to keep here, Power Apps. The second one, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages, Dataverse. These are the different softwares we'll have. Now, we need to understand with the help of this collection of softwares, how to implement this four-step business applications process. With the help of this collection of softwares, we need to implement this process. Let me start implementing this. First, let me start with what? Front end. In the front end, first I want to create what? Apps. Now, to create the apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. To create the apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. So now what is Power Apps? Let me keep here. Power Apps is used to, Power Apps is used to create apps or the forms within the Power Platform. If you want to create the apps or the forms within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Power Apps. And next, I want to create some websites. To create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. What's the use of this Power Pages now? Power Pages is used to create, it is used to create the secured web pages, right? Fine. And next, I need to create some chartboards, right? Uh, Now, if to create the chartboards, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. This Power Virtual Agent, nowadays we are calling it as Copilot Studio, guys. So what is the use of this Power Virtual Agent? It is used to create AI chatbots. It is used to create what? AI chatbots. Chatbots means just like a customer support. It is just like what? A customer support, right? And then now we're done with front end. Next one is what? Data sources. Now I said that what is the inbuilt data storage software we'll have? Dataverse. Now what is Dataverse? Dataverse is an Dataverse is a database software. It is a database software which is used for what? Which is used to store the business data. Business data within the Power Platform. If you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Dataverse, right? And next, automations. Now, in order to go into the automations, go and use which software? Power Automate. Now, what is Power Automate? Let me keep here. Power Automate is used to, or is an Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate the repeated work process. So now already said that, guys, every organization will have some repeated work process. There is no doubt in that. Every organization or a company will have what? Repeated work process. So now I need to automate that process. I want to automate that process. To automate that process, I need to have an automation software. What's that software I'm using here now? Power Automate. So Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work process, right? Fine. And then finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use which software? Power BI. Now what is Power BI? Power BI is a Power BI is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data stored in data sources. whatever the business data stored in the data sources. Now I need to analyze the data. So to analyze the data, we'll go and use what? Power BI. Power BI is a data analytics software, which is used to analyze the business data stored in where? Data sources, right? So now we understand with the help of this collection of softwares, how to implement this four-step business applications process. Now we done or not? Yes, we done. So this is how we can implement with the help of this collection of softwares. We understand how to implement this four-step business applications process. And also one more point, whatever the six softwares and their usages I listed here, the same points I listed in the beginning of the session, same 6 points I listed. If you observe, if I go here I said that what we can do with the help of Power Platform. Using Power Platform, we can create the apps. As I said that to create the apps, go and use what? Power Apps. To create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. To create the chart board, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. To do the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. To store the data, go and use what? Dataverse. To do the data analysis, go and use what? Power BI. So whatever the 6 points I listed here, this is what you are going to implement in the Power Platform. Just now I shown you here how to implement it. And also we understand why we need to go and implement all these six points. Because for every organization, these 4 steps are mandatory. To implement these 4 steps, we are using this collection of softwares in the Power Platform. Right? I'm done with the session, guys. I'm done with the session now. So let me conclude it. As I said that in today's class, you'll be understanding complete introduction to what? Power Platform. Complete introduction to what? Power Platform. So in today's class, we understand the different points, like we discussed about what is Power Platform, what what is business applications. Third point, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform architecture. And also we understand uh, what we can do with the help of Power Platform, and who will use the Power Platform now, who will use the Power Platform software, and who will hire the Power Platform developers. And also here we understand 2 more points, that what is the need of business applications and how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. And then next we understand the business applications process. Next, we come to know how to implement this business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares, right? So now I'm done with the session. I'll take the questions. Now, before going to take the questions, please make a note, guys. Just give me some couple of minutes. I'll take the questions. Before that, give me some couple of minutes of time. Take a note. Make a note here. Let me copy something from here, guys. I'll just copy something from here. Copy from here to here. And then paste it. To write all of this, it will take some time. That's why I'm just copying and pasting. Now try to understand this. Try to understand. So let us consider today is the demo. Today is the demo session. So when the new batch will start, sir? New batch will start from 11th, guys. Thursday, coming Thursday. This Thursday will start the new batch. I'll start the new batch on 11th of June, Thursday. Let me keep here. He'll start the new batch on Thursday, and the batch timing is morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. So today is the demo. That's why I'm taking for 11 o'clock. But actual classes will be when 9 to 10. So new batch will start from this date, 11th of June. This coming Thursday will start the new batch. So that batch timings is what? Morning 9 to 10:30. So daily 1 to 1.5 hour session, guys. It depends on the content. I don't say every class will have 1.5 hour. It depends on the content. So based on the content we are discussing, the session will be around 1 to 1.5 hour session, right? So when the new batch will start, coming Thursday, 11th of June. At what time? Morning 9 to 10:30. So coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. You have the access to attend how many free classes? 3 free classes. Today is the class 1. Coming 2 more classes are free. That means coming Thursday, Friday, 11th and 12th of June, you can attend for free. So what I'll discuss there in the coming 2 more free classes is practicals, guys. In today's class, I haven't shown you even one point practical. Every point I discuss it theoretically here in today's class. So whatever I discuss it theoretically here in today's class, each and every point I will show you practically in the next coming two more classes, guys. Practically at a high level, we'll understand how Power Platform will work. Practically at a high level, I'll show you within 2 to 3 hours. I'll show you practicals. So as we are discussing practicals here, and also it is free of cost. So try to attend those classes, guys. So as it is free of cost, where you will be getting some practical knowledge, attend them, right? Fine. This is about the batch details, guys. New batch will start from Thursday. So come Thursday and Friday, the classes are free where we'll discuss about the practicals. And next, coming to today's class, recording today's class, I will share one mail with you. So in that mail, you will be getting the class notes, the complete notes, this complete class notes you will get, right? Along with the class notes, you'll get what recorded video. Today's class video also I'll share. Along with that, I'll share what course content. I think all of you received the content. If not, I will share the course content again. So this is the course curriculum. I listed here what topics we are going to cover in the coming classes. Topic wise, clearly I listed. So you please go and refer this content once. It is around 15 pages. You please go and refer this content so that you'll understand a better way. I clearly listed what topics we are going to cover. And then now how many months the duration now? 2 months is the duration, daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. So now next point, live classes access is for how many months, guys? 6 months. So within 2 months, we'll complete the course. There is no doubt in that. But how many months you have the access to attend the live classes? Live classes access is up to 6 months from the date of joining. Why? Because most of the students who are joining the sessions is working professionals. They are working in some other domains. So due to some personal reasons or due to some other works, they are not able to. Few students they are not able to attend. They are not able to attend the live sessions within 2 months. So keeping in mind all the reasons from the student's point of view, I am providing the access to attend the live classes 6 months. As I am providing, don't waste your time attending the live sessions for 6 months, guys. Try to complete in 2 months, then spend more time for practice. As I'm providing only for particular few students where they were due to some personal reasons they are not able to complete, right? Fine. And next, I said that 2 months is the duration. In this 2 months, now what skills you are going to learn? Skills to learn. So, right, in this 2 months, we are going to learn Power Apps. In the Power Apps, we are going to discuss about the Canvas apps. And also, we are going to cover Power Automate. In the Power Automate, we are going to discuss about the Cloud Flows. This both Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to concentrate more, guys. Both Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to discuss in our curriculum for 2 months of time. So we'll discuss from basics to advanced. Both Power Apps and Power Automate will be discussing from basics to advanced, right? And also with this training, in this after completion of this 2 months training, you can comfortably keep maximum of 3 years of experience, because you can keep some 3 years of experience and you can go and attend for the interviews. That knowledge you can gain here, right? Fine. Along with this Power Apps and Power Automate, I'll go and discuss few concepts in the SharePoint, few concepts in Dataverse, and also in the SQL case. Not complete. So these are the data sources. These three are called as what? Data sources. These are the majority of the cases. The data sources will be used in the real time. Real time scenarios also, most of the companies will go and use these data sources. So in our sessions also, I'll be using these different data sources while creating the apps or creating the flows, right? Fine. These are all the skills you are going to learn in the 2 months of time. And next, coming to the registered students, people, those who got registered with us. Registered students, daily you'll get the class notes, and all recordings will share. Every class recording you have the access for the recordings for 2 years. 2 years you have the access for the recordings. Also, we'll share the interview question and answers for your preparation. We'll share the resumes, and we'll share the projects to keep it in your resumes. And also, we'll conduct the mock interviews. And then, along with this, not only this, what you will get additionally, license. We'll provide the Microsoft 365 developer account for practice purpose, 6 months. 6 months, we'll provide the license for free of cost. You don't want to pay any amount here additionally. It is free of cost. 6 months, you will be getting it for free. right, for practice. And also, as I mentioned, live classes access. How many months you have the access to attend live classes? 6 months from the date of joining, right? Okay. So these are all the things which you'll get who got registered, guys. People, those who got registered. And also, we have one WhatsApp community here for Power Platform training, guys. So most of it people haven't joined in the committee. What I noticed here is you are just inquiring, but you are not joining in the community. Please join in the community, guys. I'm giving the community link in the chat box. I'm giving that community link in the chat box. Use that link and join in the community so that you will get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform training. Any update regarding the Power Platform training or future upcoming courses, I'll post in that community. Anyway, you will get the mails, but maybe sometimes you miss the mails. But WhatsApp means at least every half an hour you will take your mobile phone, right? So you'll be getting the updates very quickly. So to get the latest updates regarding Power Platform training, please join the community, guys. And if you have any questions regarding the batch timings, fees details, you can reach out to my team. I'm providing the front office team details also here in the chat box. If you have any questions regarding the fees details or batch timings, I'm providing the front office team details in the chat box. You can talk to them, right? Now, let's go with the questions. Now, before going take the questions from your end, so there is a most commonly asking question, guys. Is there any prerequisites to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? The answer is no. You don't require any IT knowledge here, guys. You don't require any programming languages or IT knowledge to learn Power Apps and Power Automate. Why? Because anybody can learn it. Because the reason most of the work, uh, maximum 60 to 70% of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using some GUI options. Just drag and drop. Remaining 30 to 40% of the work will be done by using some functions, not coding, guys. Functions like Excel. I think who know the Excel, how will have the functions like Excel, the similar type of functions will have. So here there is no programming is involved. So you don't require any prior coding skills or IT knowledge to learn this. Anybody can learn this technology. People, those who are working in non-IT, non-technical background or non-IT background, who have some career gap, who want to switch their careers. Let's take if you are working in some other domains like HR, or if you are in the IT itself, if you are working in .NET, if you want to switch. If you are working in Java, you can switch. If you are working in Power BI, you can switch. If you're already working in SharePoint, you can switch. Right? People, those who want to switch their platforms, those people also can learn this. Right? Fine. Fine, guys. I'll stop here today. I'll stop here today. When we'll discuss from here in the next class. Next class will be continuation of today's class is on when? Thursday. From Thursday, we'll start the new batch. What's the batch timing? 9 to 10:30 morning, 9 to 10:30 daily, 1 to 1.5 hour session will be there, right? Fine. So I'll stop here now. If you have any questions, online people, now you can please unmute and go ahead. Online people, if you have any questions now, you can please raise your hands and I'll talk to you one on one.